Our third main event of the evening. The fighters are almost here. It's time for Fatal Fury in Times Square. Main event number 3 of the triple hitter.
Here's Rolly in the car, getting ready to roll.
The Boxing Ring Magazine and SNK Corporation, publisher of the famous video fighting game Fatal Fury City of Wolves. Along with promoters Óscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Box Raw. This contest presented in association with Warriors Promotions and sponsored by Public Investment Fund. Visit Saudi, STC, SRMG, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudia, the national airline of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Jeddah Season, Milaf Cola, NHC, Visit Qatar, Core Group, Desert, Sky, Arab National Bank, First Data, and Sella. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the sanctioning bodies, and this is sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Executive Director Matthew Delaglio. The 3 judges scoring on a 10-point system: Tony Paolillo, Veluska Roldan, and Tom Schreck. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Ricky Gonzalez. And now, the Fatal Fury Times Square, 3rd contest of the evening. So for all those in attendance and the millions watching around the world live on pay-per-view, DAZN.com, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing pink and yellow and weighing in officially at 146.6 pounds. His professional record, 16 victories, 13 of those 16 by knockout, against 2 defeats. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, he is Rolando Rolly Romero. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue and weighing in officially at 146.8 pounds. His professional record outstanding, 24 victories, 20 big wins by knockout, only 1 defeat with 1 no contest. Fighting out of Victorville, California, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan King García.
Gentlemen, you received the instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
So can these 2 fighters now establish the electric vibe that has been missing for most of the evening? This has not been a thrilling boxing card in any way other than the setting and the quality of the fighters who are in the ring. We have not seen a great fight. If we're going to see one tonight, this is the only candidate remaining, and it was probably always the most likely candidate, Mike.
Absolutely, Jim. Ryan García and Rolly Romero, great characters outside the ring, exciting fighters inside it, 2 big punchers, and Ryan García, of course, owns the fastest hands in all of boxing.
Particularly the rocket left hook. Very hard to see coming.
Yeah, I mean, he can really throw it from anywhere. He can throw it from the hip, from high up. It's a dangerous weapon.
Is the marriage with trainer Derek James permanent or a momentary thing?
I think we'll see. There was a lot of talk about Ryan reuniting with Eddie Reynoso for this fight, but Reynoso, of course, was unavailable as he's training Canelo Alvarez. That fight's in Riyadh just 24 hours from now.
Good jab by Garcia.
I like that jab by Garcia. I think that separates him for what Rolly does. Rolly don't really work behind his jab, and I think that'll keep Ryan out front if he can do that consistently.
Ryan sticks an authoritative jab. He's already landed 2 or 3 of them. You establish that punch in the first round, and it means a lot to you for the remainder of the fight.
Most definitely. And he's going to definitely offset what Rolly is trying to do, is land a big counter punch. Good jab.
So far, the first round is a Ryan Garcia jabbing exhibition. We're more than halfway through.
You know, Antonio, you're somebody that turns pro later in life. Rolly Romero didn't even start boxing until age 16.
Yeah, that's late to start. Not extremely late, but normally if you're going to be in this sport and have a career in it, you usually want to start by 10, 11 years old. Start them young, for real.
It's easy to love a fighter who has fast hands. Is it a learned trait, Antonio, or is it totally inborn as a skill?
Well, you train and you can, you know, get better at your speed, but it's something you either have or you don't. If you're a fast fighter, you can become a faster fighter, or quicker, if you have those abilities. I like a guy that can do pretty much a little bit of everything. Power, speed, rhythm, timing.
If I were going to come back as a fighter in my next life, and I wanted to ask for one attribute, I would ask for fast hands. I think it decides more fights than any other physical edge.
Yeah, think of the best fighters of the past 25 years, right? Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, incredibly fast hands.
Oh,
Meldrick Taylor. I can still see him.
Yeah, having speed and control is what's the nightmare.
Yeah. Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
What is the most powerful trait we have?
Always a new star in boxing, always another day, always another fight to make. And Rolly Romero could be the beneficiary of all that tonight.
And it's a big surprise, Jim, that we're even in round 10. Odds makers had the over-under for this fight at 6.5 rounds.
No punching, no punching, stop. Let go, let go.
The trainer can't make the fighter throw more punches. The fighter's the only one who's in the ring, looking at the opponent, knowing what's coming back, feeling what's coming back. Should Ryan Garcia be selling out a little bit more and throwing more punches, Antonio?
I think both of them should. You know what I mean? It's a high-stake game right here. Ooh, good hook. And Rolly is doing what he has to do. He slowed this fight down to a snail, and Ryan just seemed to be
falling into the trap.
Into the trap. Exactly.
Falling into Rolly's trap. Fighting at a pace that does not benefit him now.
And it's easy to forget, but Garcia against Haney lost most of the rounds where he did not score a knockdown. He scored 3 of them, but he was getting outboxed otherwise.
I don't think he thought he would be outboxed by Rolly Romero.
I don't think any of us saw this coming.
But he knew Rolly was coming to win. He know that. So he should have put his best foot forward tonight.
That's the second time Rolly has tried to end the fight on one big shot.
But at least he's trying to end it.
Exactly. Big roundhouse right hands are on his mind right now.
Good body shot.
That one landed.
Oh, that landed.
That's the third of the big roundhouse rights upstairs, and that one landed.
And Ryan's not coming back. That's the thing. See, if he gets hit with a combination like that, he knows he got to get that back.
In 10 more seconds, there are only going to be 2 rounds to go.
Stop at the ball.
So the door is closing, or so it would appear. Well, that was dramatic.
Step back, step back.
That was a performance by Derek James, trying to get his fighter to where he needs him to go.
He's telling him everything he needs to do. He's even pleading with them. But it got to come from Ryan.
And it's a good thing, Jim, that Derek James is being urgent in the corner. I have Rolly Romero up 97-92. So Garcia, for me, needs at least a knockdown or 2 to pull this fight out. And Derek James told him, get busy.
And so far, he's not.
Got to start with that front hand first and just get it busy. He's throwing one jab at a time. Why won't he change the rhythm on his jabs? Up jab, down jab. Get more busy with it. Like Rolly is doing.
You have to wonder, what is Devin Haney thinking if he's watching right now?
He can't be thinking too much after the performance he put on.
Performance or not, he has contract signed to fight Ryan Garcia in the fall.
Okay, well,
Dependent on Garcia winning this fight.
Although you never know, right? I just keep thinking back to in the HBO days, Zab Judah gets upset by Carlos Baldomir, and then they do the Mayweather Judah fight anyway.
Hey, Rolly already told him, I think Haney deserves the rematch. After I knock you out, after I beat you, you can still have your rematch. Good body shot.
Cop, you're really good remembering Judah Baldomir and the stuff that went on there. That's a while back.
Hey, I was at that fight as a fan. Zab Judah is one of my all-time favorites.
One of my all-time favorite people. Just a fun human being, Zab Judah.
Good body shot.
Oh.
He dug that in that end. Rolly Romero.
And for the moment, Romero's winning this round. Yet another.
And I just lend that to his focus tonight. Rolly came in with a game plan, a mental approach, and he stuck to it. If he can pull this out, it's be a huge upset.
He's created a level of dominance such that Derek James sold out in the corner, all but yelling at Ryan Garcia to try to get a response. And in this round, Garcia has been dormant once again.
Disappointed, Jim, to not see Garcia showing urgency here. He has to know this fight is slipping away.
With everything at stake.
He must not like the taste of Rolly's power. That's the only way I can interpret this. And I'm not a fighter.
Romero's feeling good, though. He jumps right off the stool.
King Rye is the king of social media. No question in this sport.
I think Ryan needs a big punch, guys.
He needs a left hook. He needs to land his rocket left hook. And he tried one there. But you have to set it up. You can't just throw it haphazardly.
Exactly.
I think Ryan Garcia, if he's not going to throw some punches, is going to have to hope for a gift. I think back to his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, Jim, on HBO. He had that fight set up against Bernard Hopkins, and I thought he definitely lost to Felix Sturm.
Good memory. Good memory, Cop. You're on target.
I always thought having a fight and having one sign in the background has always been a bad omen in boxing, as far as I'm concerned. It takes and put too much pressures on the guys that's fighting in the fight. And maybe that's what happened tonight.
Yeah, but how do you resist the money? You know, it takes a little bit of faith to say, okay, well, I'll turn this down for now and see if it turns out right and I get even bigger money. When you're looking at the kinds of numbers that were in that contract, right, Cop?
It's a big money fight. I think the rematch was one of the biggest fights in all of boxing after all that transpired. But between the Haney's performance and now this, that might be out the window, at least for now.
Listen.
But you know what? Romero and Devin Haney, they've exchanged a lot of words over the years.
That would be a good fight. That would be a good fight for sure. They could sell that. They know
I
each
wonder
other
if
very well.
Romero's too strong for Devin Haney at this weight. He's a beast in there. The legs, the back, the musculature. He's a very strong fighter. You can see it.
And I think Ryan felt that strength and power tonight.
If Romero does indeed pull this off, this is one of the biggest upsets in recent years. He was plus 700.
Wow. I never saw this happening, bro.
Well, he's not just winning the fight. He's walking away. I mean, your card was 107-102. Reverse one round and it's, or no, 107-102. Reverse around, it's 106-103. He's still winning. And Romero's slow pace, a smart strategy, right, Antonio?
Yeah, I think that was the only strategy, but I didn't think Ryan would cooperate with everything that Rolly was doing tonight. He cooperated, didn't really put up the resistance I would was looking for, but still young, man. Like I say, we don't know the results of this fight.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Something happened with the double left hook that put Garcia on his back.
Ryan Garcia, that last fight against
Oh my gosh.
A double hook, short hook, caught Ryan right on the chin, dropped him in the second round. Rolly Romero, wow.
Biggest event of the night. Most electric moment we've seen. Now let's see how Garcia reacts.
Now
He's going to come back firing, but he's not going to hide.
Rolly Romero got to be patient right now, bro, because Ryan ain't that hurt. He's still dangerous.
And he's looking to land the left hook.
But what a shot by Rolly Romero, man. I was wondering how long it was going to take him to get inside.
Changed the whole night. Changed the whole atmosphere. Listen to the noise that now surrounds us.
And don't forget, Jay, it was actually round 2 against Luke Campbell that Ryan Garcia was dropped, and he came back to score a brutal knockout.
One thing about Rolly, he gonna get you or you gonna get him. It's gonna be one or the other. Oh, they exchanging hooks.
We definitely have our answer. Rolly Romero's power carried up to 147, huh?
Oh yeah. It looked like he's always been a strong fighter, but that weight did him good.
And those strong legs. He has a base for power in there, as does Garcia, by the way. Oh, hard right hand over the top by Rolly Romero.
That was a clubbing right hand, though. He's going to have to straighten that out a little bit if he wants the effect that hook had. Right now, I would advise Ryan Garcia just to jab his chest, jab his arm, just put that jab on him.
Stop punching.
Well, that was what dominated the first round. But Rolly attacked quickly in the second.
That hook was blistering. He hit him twice with 2 hooks.
So Romero's working on a 2-point round after having put Garcia on the canvas with that power explosion.
Seems like Garcia's regained his senses.
Yeah, he realized now he can get hurt. He's going to have to tighten up a little bit, close that door.
The showbiz part is over. The fight has begun.
Stop at the bell.
Good hook by Ryan right there on the ropes.
You could off balance after the first hook, and then Romero sealed the deal with the second. So now Garcia has tasted Rolly Romero's power. The job for Garcia now, in addition to getting his bearings and his senses back, is to try to make Romero taste his power.
Most definitely.
With a left hook.
And it's not just Romero's first fight at 147. This is Garcia's first fight at 147 as well.
They should both be a little stronger.
Now, Garcia, of course, had that tumultuous 2024. He got into trouble. Waldorf Astoria got arrested for some damage to the property. But he tells me he's been sober for a while now and that he worked with his family in outpatient therapy.
Man, that's great, man, that he took it upon himself to really seek help if that was the case. And you can see, you know what I mean, with his approach to this fight, it's definitely working. You feel me? He's really applying some things to his life. I think it'll be important for Rolly now to start investing in that body just in case this fight goes long. He can at least take a little of the steam off of Ryan Garcia.
They've both been focused so far on landing a power shot upstairs. So neither of them has yet mounted a serious body attack. But it could be that the first one of the two who does that could gain an advantage. Look at Romero's upper body, and you see that musculature. See where the power comes from. Muscles in his back.
Yeah, he's a strong fighter. When I look at Rolly Romero, it looks like his style really gives Ryan some issues. You know, Ryan is not able to really effectively jab as much as he wants to. He has an awkward style, and I think it's bothering Ryan to some degree.
Well, sometimes a puzzle takes a while to solve. That's why there are 12 rounds. That's why you have a corner to talk to you between rounds. This could become an exercise in management for Ryan Garcia. With all his talents, Romero is a very tough opponent. Has already shown it.
And certainly since that knockdown, Garcia seems a little more hesitant to uncork that left hook.
Well, you got to set that left hook up. Just throwing it for no apparent reason is not going to get it done. I would like to see him really scoring with that jab, and I think he can open some things up.
Romero just missed with another right hand. First two rounds are very dramatic, and now the New York culture. Manhattan Central Point for a boxing card, which has finally erupted now in what is an action-filled fight, at least for the first two rounds, between Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia. And considerable drama now as we move to round 4, with Garcia already having been on his back in center ring in round 2.
Good body shot with that jab. I like both of these guys focused tonight. Rolly seemed to be mentally focused, not really getting reckless with his style. Like it.
You know, certainly this is the best battle of trainers on the entire card. Ryan Garcia with Derek James, who's led Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence to championships. And then, of course, Romero with Ismael Salas of the Cuban School of Boxing.
Yeah, and you make a great point with that. Salas from the Cuban School of Boxing. But has he had a puncher like Romero before?
Never.
Garcia sticking the jab in. Romero jabbing to the body.
He's setting up that left hook again.
He being Garcia.
Rolly.
Oh, Rolly.
Rolly set that left hook
his
up
own
again.
left
I
hook.
see him faint for it. Right there is where Ryan should be snapping that jab out right there.
Just keep looking at the thickness of the muscles in Romero's body. It looks like he got more out of the rise in weight than did Ryan Garcia.
That's the jab I was talking about. He got to continue to use that jab in order to set the big punches up.
Garcia is far more likely, it appears, to commit to his jab than Rolly, who uses it more as a tactical rhythm thing. Here tonight, unique event put together by Turki Al Sheikh of Saudi Arabia, the new force in boxing marketing and promoting around the world. And now we move to round 5 between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero.
Garcia counted real good off of Rolly's punches right then. He got the best of that exchange.
4 rounds have gone by pretty quickly, but there was thunder in the second when Romero landed a double left hook, 2 of them in rapid fire succession, to put Garcia on the canvas.
Yeah, and both of these fighters, while they have power, they both have been stopped too. Romero was stopped by Pitbull Cruz last year, and then Garcia, of course, against Gervonta Davis, courtesy of a body shot.
And very interesting, our unofficial ringside scorer, as you saw at the bottom of the screen there, has had Garcia winning each of the other 3 rounds besides the 10-8 round for Rolly Romero in the second round. So at this moment, according to our unofficial ringside score, Garcia, despite the knockdown, leads the fight.
It's a close fight. I don't know how the judges are scoring it other than the knockdown. I think that last round could have been really close, but we'll see.
Now they tell me, and I'm feeling my way, that was the AI scorecard, artificial intelligence. Yet another way of doing it.
Garcia really is not letting his hands go much, and when he does, it's one at a time, right?
That's what I was telling you. It looks like Rolly's style just gives him a little trouble because he's usually more active than this. Maybe it was that knockdown, Jim.
He did land a body shot. And yes, you're more likely to keep your hands home if you can remember tasting the canvas, which you can certainly remember at this point in the fight.
Not just that. We talk about Haney possibly having a hangover. What about Garcia?
Right.
He had his win taken away. He was suspended for PED use. He had a big, chaotic year outside the ring, and he has a lot of questions surrounding him.
He's been off for a whole year.
At this stage of the fight, I think Rolly is really showing a lot of discipline. You know, to stay within it in the chess match rather than just, you know, throwing caution to the wind.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
48, Garcia 46.
Correct.
So Coppinger has Romero ahead in the fight.
Correct.
Artificial intelligence had Ryan Garcia ahead in the fight. I would rely more on Coppinger. I don't know what artificial intelligence really is.
Right.
You know, Jim, when I was with Romero in training camp in Vegas, he told me that he had lapses in concentration against Gervonta Davis and that he was learning from it. And I think you see that right here.
Looks like Rolly picking up the pressure now on Ryan Garcia.
He's fighting focused, right?
Oh, big time focus.
Left hook landed for Ryan Garcia. That was not the A-list left hook but it was a landed punch. The A-list left hook is a rocket.
Stop. Let him go.
That body shot is effective and it's consistent. That one left hand to the body, Rolly is throwing. And Rolly's keeping that right hand right on that chin. Ryan García hasn't had really much success with that hook tonight, Jim. And that's his patented punch.
100% correct. It's been mostly quiet through the first 5 rounds of the fight. So what is Garcia, what is Romero doing, Antonio, to take the left hook away?
You know, I'm thinking those little feints, the little jittery movement that he's doing. He's a little awkward with his approach, and sometimes that might throw a guy off. You know what I mean? And he's also powerful,
particularly if he has punching power. You don't worry about a guy's motion so much if he can't hurt you, but he's already proven that he can. So therefore, you pay more attention to those little twitches and moves, right?
And the last thing you want him to do is get a clean shot on you, Jim. That could be over.
Yeah, I think it's important to note here that these guys are familiar with one another. They sparred a few times 8 years ago, and of course they both, as usual, have different versions of how that sparring went. But Ryan told me that he was going to be hitting him at will on the inside.
And that ain't the case.
He hasn't been inside. He has not been inside to this moment in the fight. They have fought the entire fight from this posture on the perimeter.
And then when I look at this fight, there's not a lot being taken away from Rolly or Ryan. You feel me? If you're going to deplete a guy around from 9-10, you got to invest right now.
But if artificial intelligence still has Ryan García ahead by points in the fight, it must be on the basis of his jab. He's throwing more jabs than Rolly Romero.
He's definitely doing that. Garcia has came back from that knockdown as much as he did against Luke Campbell.
Not so far, no. I think the knockdown really made him a little gun shy.
If your scorecard is right, Mike Coppinger, Ryan García could win the rest of the fight by a small margin and still lose it, because the lead that Romero has is big enough to ward him off. Ryan García needs to get his left hook going, Antonio.
One of these fighters need to show some separation. You feel me? Win a round decisively or something. These rounds are just too close, Jim.
Well, the knockdown is the difference in the fight.
Good body shot. There you go. He got to get Rolly on his back foot.
Romero ducked the right hand. Missing in action so far, the electric left hook of Ryan García. The punch that so bedeviled Devin Haney a year ago. Not here tonight so far.
You know, some fighters do fight better when there's chaos swirling around them. Is Ryan García perhaps one of those guys?
Man, I'm thinking probably. No, I'm thinking this, though. Rolly is strong, bro. He's getting hit with jabs, and he's not even moving. He's not backing up, and I think that is really what's stressing Ryan right now. He can't get this guy to retreat.
Yeah, he did tell me that this move to 147 for Romero should have happened a long time ago.
And he's strong, bro. It just look like, again, he's able to back Ryan up. Ryan is not able to back him up. Good jab. I think a 1-2 will work for Ryan, but he got to go from 0 to 100 with the right hand. Push off that jab, let that right hand come back. I think he can at least land it.
All this posing and looking is wasting time. We're in the 7th. There are only 5 rounds to go after this.
No.
It's verging toward becoming another big fight nightmare for the revered trainer Derek James. who lost last year with Errol Spence against Terence Crawford, and may be headed for a similar result tonight if this doesn't change.
And this would be a huge upset. The fact that Ryan has so much momentum going in. We got the big fight with Haney right there on the limb, so it would be a devastating loss if he can't pull this fight out.
And James also had Charlo, who laid an egg against Canelo. Not that that's their
that was a more predictable fight. Here's the ticking of the clock, and wants Ryan García to respond to the ticking of the clock.
Yeah, he realized that, you know, running out of time. He thought his fighter would be comfortably ahead, but that's not the fight we're seeing right now, Jim.
Ryan García.
Go ahead.
Ryan García at least certainly looks engaged to me in the corner, as Derek James was urging him to throw more punches, even if they're landing on the arm.
I think he needs to take some risks. That's the only thing that, you know, pays off is a risk in this fight. There you go. Right there, you got to stay ahead. Just keep popping that jab. It'll open up. Nice. Keep doing that. I always was taught to add on. If you hit guy with one punch, you got to come back with two. If you throw two, throw three. So Ryan García just need to add on to the combinations right now.
Rolly Romero took a shot at ending the fight right there with that right hand thrust. Big time power if he had landed the punch.
A lot of measuring, posturing right now.
Well, that's often what you see when two guys think of themselves as power punchers. They tend to wait to try to land the big shot. I think that's part of what Derek James was trying to break through with in terms of Ryan García. Don't keep waiting to land the one big shot. Throw multiple punches. Rack up some scoreboard here.
Exactly. He landed a good jab right then, Jim.
I just think Garcia's losing a lot of these rounds based on inactivity alone.
He's just not doing enough, it don't seem like. You got to keep peppering that jab until something else opens up. The right hand, the hook, body shots. Good jab. Keep it up.
I want to see a right hand off the jab at least.
You're right,
or a left hook.
Add on. You got to add on. Good jab. You can see Ryan's rhythm and timing. He just needs to use it more often.
Now Rolly swarms him, carries him back to the ropes.
Stop holding. Stop holding.
Buys a little time by holding, and the referee tells both fighters not to hold.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Two landed punches.
Derek James getting a good workout over there.
Derek's getting angry, huh?
I don't know about angry. He just wants his fighter to step it up a little bit.
Tried to get that from Errol Spence, too. But Terence Crawford wouldn't allow it. That was a little bit more one-sided fight than this. Garcia's still in this fight.
Most definitely.
Yeah, the last round was quite close. I actually gave it to García. He landed a lot of good jabs, but he still has not really unleashed that left hook.
But did that cut Romero's lead to 1 point on your scorecard? Might have. Yes, I have the map. So it's still a fight as Romero drives García toward the corner with a series of body shots.
And that looks good from the judge's eye. When you got a guy retreating and you land 2 or 3 shots. I think Ryan, one of these fighters is going to have to show some separation in this round, I believe. This fight's up for grabs. Good hook.
CompuBox tells us, by the way, that this fight, like its predecessor, is also being fought at a numerically slow pace. That's not tremendously shocking to me. Garcia is not a huge output puncher. He's not a multiple puncher. He's looking for one big shot a lot of the time.
They strategizing in there, man. A lot of strategy going on right now. Good. Snap that jab, Ryan.
Logic tells you the last 3 rounds might heat up. Particularly if Derek James can impress upon Garcia the need for more activity.
Romero's fighting with a whole lot of confidence right now.
Stop.
Some of Romero's reputation was built from gym wars in Las Vegas. He's been known for high-energy sparring sessions in Las Vegas, some of them in Floyd Mayweather's gym.
He's a guy, I believe, that just sold out. That was an illegal punch behind the back, wasn't it?
Yes.
He sold out on his career, man. He sold himself, and he got that opportunity with Tank, and the rest is history. He believed in himself to that point.
And Romero's a guy that gets a lot of opportunities because he talks such great trash. But, you know, funny enough, he really didn't even speak much until he was 11 years old.
Wow.
He had a lisp, and
he's making
really
up for it now. Official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Fatal Fury Times Square, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges Tony Brello and Tom Schreck both scored it 115 to 112. Well, Óscar Roldan has it 118 to 109. The winner by unanimous decision, Rolando Rolly Romero.
I mean, he's a warrior. He got up and, you know, he finished the fight.
We all know Ryan Garcia was headed towards a rematch with Devin Haney. You and Haney have exchanged a lot of words over the years. Who do you fight next?
Man, I ain't even thinking about what's next. I think Devin and Ryan should get their rematch and make a big one.
Rolly Romero, congratulations on the biggest victory of your career. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here with Ryan Garcia, coming off a disappointing loss. Ryan, what went wrong in there?
You know, just Rolly's, man. He fought a good fight, caught me early. No excuses, man. Congrats to him. He did a great job, and that's that.
We know it was a long layoff for you, 1 year since that Devin Haney fight, and you didn't seem to really be throwing a lot of punches in there. How much did the layoff affect you?
I just think that whole year just took a lot off my body, physically and mentally. I'm just happy that I made it to the ring and went 12 rounds. So thank God for the opportunity. I want to thank Jesus Christ in my losses and my wins. And hats off to Rolly. He did a great job.
And you were dropped in round 2, of course. The same round you were dropped against Luke Campbell. In that fight, you rallied to score the knockout in round 7. This time around, it doesn't go your way. What's next for you?
You just got to go to the drawing board with my team. We'll talk it over, and we'll see what we do next.
Ryan Garcia, one of the biggest stars in boxing. Thank you, Ryan.